Hey guys, I'm back. I know I lied. Said I wasn't going to be here, but Sunday is supposed to be one of my guaranteed stream days, even when no tournament, with the Sunday school and what have you. And I've had some requests to do friendlies today for the last day before the tournament starts up. So that is what we're going to do. All right. Ryan. Man, I don't know how it is by you, but it is a hot one here today. I think we got up into the 90s. I was about to do my stream topless, man. It's hot. I got no AC in my apartment, so it is toasty in here. Let's see if we can catch up on Dr. Laser Eye over here. Yeah, so you had about the same as us. I think we hit like 88. Yesterday was a little hotter. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Um, Definitely the bare minimum, a little window AC unit for the bedroom for sleeping at night at the at the bare minimum. My girlfriend wasn't even home last night, and it was still like unbearable in the bed. We don't need that big of a ball here. We'll go with a Quasar. Quasar. It used to be my favorite ball, hands down. I'd say now it's about equal to the Navigator for regular tour play. Yes, sir. I didn't sleep very well last night. I mean, I got three dogs that are little furnaces in the bed too. So, granted, even it was hot for them. So they were in and out of the bed. They weren't like cuddling the whole night like they do some nights, but when there was two or three in the bed, you knew it. All right, I'm glad I didn't change to basic clubs since he's playing with his main clubs. All in fun and games. Really, what is important here is approach shots. Since we're playing first tee, our drives are very inaccurate to what me and him will be seeing with these accounts come next week. But the approach shots should be generally the same. We'll be farther away probably, but it should be comparable. Man, I like when I don't need spin at all. We're going to go with it right there. So we're close to min down here. So we're going to move just about one ring. I mean, just a smidgen past one ring. See what I'm talking about? Just a smidgen. So it should be 1.2 or so per ring. So we had about a 0.1 to make up for. Ah ha ha, close. Yeah, it was so hot, I had to buy beer. I have been pretty consistent about getting my whiskey and mixers. It's just much, much cheaper. I pay $10 for the bottle I have, and that bottle will get me through 2 or 3 nights of drinking with both me and my girlfriend. Whereas if this 6 pack I just bought is $10, and I'll drink it all tonight, or 5 of them or something. So it's hard to justify buying beer, but when it's really hot, that's definitely way more refreshing. Granted, my first one's a little warm from the car ride. It lost a little bit of its coldness, but I'll actually probably pop another one in the freezer as soon as this one gets close to empty, just to give it that extra chill. I like my beer frosty. Sorry for all you miners out there. So I was thinking, I might not give a shit about my stream status. Um, in terms of, oh yeah, fuck yeah, IPAs are amazing. In terms of swears, drinking, smoking, I've kept that all off screen for the most part. I mean, I drink, but it looks like pop. I don't talk about it too very much, and um, hmm. I was thinking about having like a stream set up for adults, like not really caring about censoring adult activity. I know a lot of the other guys kind of that's their thing is they want to make sure it's good for all audiences and totally respect that, but I feel like maybe it could be to my advantage to not care. God damn it. Velvet Coke, eh? And howdy, Skip. I've pretty much figured whiskey and every pop is great. It really is. Like, I haven't had one pop and whiskey that's not at least drinkable. Some of them are a little fruity, and some of them are a little like, uh, I don't know. I guess I could say they're for certain situations, like a really good, like summer's day. Like my girlfriend made one last night that was whiskey with 50% squirt and 50% cherry 7 Up. It was pretty good, but it really was like only summer days. You wouldn't want that in the winter. Oh, no, no, no. I can't do just whiskey and water. Can't do it. Especially because I drink cheap whiskey because I'm a broke motherfucker. So, I've done it when I run out of my mixer, but it's not a by choice thing. All right, we're going to bring the Titan so we can make sure we have the distance on our second shot. So this is pretty nice. I should just basically just need to curl it, not really overpower. From the first tee here. That R and R? Not not thinking what that is off the top of my head, Skip. Knob Creek's some good whiskey. Wild Turkey's pretty good for some lower end. You know, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive whiskey either. Oh, we got all the distance we need, fellas. All we need. Let's see if we can get this bad mama in here. Got a chance. No way. That was so bad with the ball guy there. I imagine I imagine I'll drink till the day I die. Yeah, you guys got some age on me. You're about a whole high school graduate's difference to me. I will be 33 in about 2 weeks. Yeah, I guess. I've been on my own since 18, so, almost half of my life on my own already. I've been smoking more than half of my life. I've been smoking weed more than half of my life. I don't feel like a pup, I can tell you that. Might look like a pup. Yeah, I checked on YouTube's policies on all that alcohol, drugs, whatever the case. Um, Basically, all I could determine. Oh, nice shot. Um, all I can determine is that you get labeled as mature if they have stuff that gets flagged. So I don't think I get like shut down for smoking or anything like that. I don't know how, man. Did you never smoke before that, or just never got into it before that? Ooh, yeah. I mean, smoke it away, bro. Just get some heavy duty indicas. One of the greatest songs ever in the history of music. Since I've Been Loving You, Led Zeppelin. Ah, yes. My dad is a huge advocate of weed, but never smoked because of his job. Meanwhile, my mom and I have smoked many, 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 many times. I remember the first day we smoked, it was pretty funny. She came up to me and she's like, Brad, come here. Come here. We're going to do something a little weird here. She's like, we're about to smoke weed out of a pop can. I just was like, what? Get out of here. Like, I've got a bowl in my room, right? Like, come on, mom. What are we going to smoke out of aluminum for? Ooh, a 2 or 4 gold chest. I got enough gems. I'm just gonna say open. Open's the same. Open. Give me extra mile cards. Damn. At least that's getting close to max. I think that'll be my first max rare. So that's kind of exciting. Oh, yeah, I always want to go into there to play. It was a good shot. Let me make sure. Let me see if he's done real quick. I apologize. He was on a limited time, so. In friend shootout. What lies? What lies? Oh, I know all about that. I have made bongs out of the craziest shit. But I'm actually really good at that kind of thing in the first place. Um, that was actually when I got out of high school. I took the military test. I was going to go into the army, and they wanted me to be an engineer so bad. So I scored really highly in, mathematical concepts, problem solving concepts, all that kind of crap. I was told it was a bad idea though, because the way they phrased it was think about it. You got to build the bridge that's going to get the troops over. So when you're building the bridge, what troops are there to watch your back? That was the way they put it to me. I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty true, huh? But I ended up failing the piss test, and then I got arrested. And then I realized the military was not for me anyways, so part of me wishes I did it. It's just so anti my mentality. I'm pretty much against the military. Not soldiers, please understand that. Like, I 100% support people that join the military. Um, and if we had more righteous causes these days, it would be a different story as well. But we do everything we do now for money, and we are really high and mighty, and I'm kind of against what our military is doing in the world. As a whole, we do still do some good out there, but we don't really have the room to talk. We're the newest country in the whole world. I don't know why we think we could tell everybody how to run the world, but so that was my problem with military. That's why I wouldn't have been successful. Because when I found one of my good friends that I grew up with, lived a couple houses down the street, went into the Marines, and when he came back, basically it was the high preach of like, we're over there giving up our freedoms to protect your freedoms and this and that. And that's when I was like, crap, they really do brainwash you because that's just not what we're there for. I mean, if that was true, then like I would bow to military. Everyone that's in the military right now, I would, bow down to what they do. But right now, I just see it as a smart place to get a job because they have great benefits, and you have a chance to do some good in the world. So the soldiers, I still support. I just don't like our direction of action in the military. Yeah, awesome. I mean, my brother joined the army. He did 4 years. He was in Afghanistan. Um, like I said, my best friend was Marines, and he was a grunt. He went in frontline infantry. Now he's an EMT. But it's not for me. I don't like I'm awesome at taking direction when I believe in it. Like I can follow direction and orders probably better than 90% of people, but I have to believe in it. If I don't believe in it, then I'm just going to be questioning everything I do, and in the army, that is not the place to be questioning everything. I had to let it go. Great. I was afraid I was going to run out of time. That was the biggest reason I got suckered into almost going was for the college. You know, basically in state they pay for your college as long as you go to like an in-state university, which is what I would have done. And that is awesome too. Yeah, you get to go see the world. You know, I've never been outside of the country other than in the Caribbean on cruises. So I barely count that, you know, because you're going to tourist ports and stuff. That's not seeing the world, really. And the biggest reason I regret not going is that my first 4 years out of high school were the worst 4 years of my life. It's where I made the most mistakes. I got in the most trouble. You know, I hurt my future the most then. So that's the biggest reason I wish I went. Because I know if I was in the military, I would have come out those 4 years ahead of the game. And life could potentially be a lot different right now. Could also be a lot of the same. I mean, it's always good getting home. The only time I miss home is when I leave it, you know, and it doesn't matter for how long, really. You could go like camping for 3 days. By the end of that third day, you're like, man, I can't wait to get home. Something about home. It's the nostalgia, the comfort. And then plus, when you're talking other countries, you know, you've got the barrier, the foreign barrier of not totally understanding everything they say, at least in the beginning. You know, maybe not liking the food or the climate, whatever the case may be. I really think I could steal a couple back from my record against Will here on Tour 9. I've gotten a lot of practice in, and I definitely have gotten the shootouts pretty down. So, trying to get this matchup a little more even. Get out of Come here. What's up? Okay. He's a good dog. He wants my drink, but I've yelled at him too many times for going on the desk, so he won't stand on it. Oh, now you're gonna come. Here. Say hi. Say hi. He's shy. Hello. You can't get it. It's like empty, but he tries. Little mini Australian Shepherd. Cool little guy. I really want to see if I can get it up in that curve up there. That looks pretty good. Let me go pop my next beer in the freezer so we can get about 30 seconds of extra chill. So I got to ask you, as a military vet, how do you feel about the situation going on with Trump and the football players having to stand for the national anthem and all that jazz? What is your personal take on it? See, now I don't disagree with that. The problem is they have basically, I mean, Colin Kaepernick said straight up, this is not in protest to the flag. This is not in protest to the national anthem. It's just a moment where obviously he's getting recognized for taking an action. Granted, I think he did it in a dumb way. You're a rich football player, you have a million ways you could get out to the world. That being said, it's being manipulated. You know, in 2011, Tim Tebow refused to stand for the national anthem because of abortion laws, and he got praised. The media was calling him a hero for that. And he directly said, I can't stand behind a flag that would allow abortion. So you have a white person telling you he can't stand for the flag and he gets praised a hero, but a black guy takes a knee and oh yeah, I agree. Like Cap messed up, but the issue is deeper because of the attention that it's getting. You know, like it's the issue being arisen in the media that is the real issue. My whole thought is, you know, if you don't believe that this country is racially biased, then you're blind. And it needs to be fixed. I mean, we've known for a long time now, a long, long time, that a man is a man. You know, human is human, regardless of race, skin, creed, whatever. You know, we all feel the same way. We all have the same thoughts and emotions and fears and loves. You know, we're very we're very complicated creatures, and when you force someone to feel lower, that's not good. You know, like there's no good that can come of that ever. And it sucks. Like I've never been racist since as little as I can remember. Like I've always just thought of people as people. And I'm fortunate enough that I grew up in a diverse area in the US and some parents that weren't very racist. You know, they had their stereotype things, but they were pretty good in general. So I had good influence around me. But that's not always the case. And it's just unfortunate because it's just such a petty thing. You know, racism isn't petty, but judging someone else based on it is petty. And I would like to see it end. And that's all Colin Kaepernick was trying to do, was do something good. He was just an idiot, you know? And that's why it sucks that it's been blown so out of proportion. And actually, I just found out, I didn't even realize it, but I just found out in 2009, a law was passed to make players stand for the national anthem. Not a law, but a bylaw or whatever, you know, for NFL rule. Before that, players remained in the locker room for the national anthem, other than in like Super Bowl, you know, big games. So, and that was done intentionally to make football look more patriotic. So it's this big, it goes back to Roman times, you know, bread and circus. It's all about distracting people from the real issues. Well, exactly. You know, and that's why I say that's where Colin messed up. He was a millionaire. He could have easily done something amazing, amazing for the black community. But he was trying to do something free and be a hero. You know, he was trying to take the easy way out, kind of. And that sucks. But like I said, it just sucks that it's been kind of turned into this big giant thing. And it really was nothing about the flag or anything. Man, I can't not hit great tonight. And I mean, I think Trump's the bigger problem of it all. Like white supremacists, Nazi flag waving people are fine people, but take a kneel during the football game and you should be kicked out of the country. I fucking really hope not. I really hope not. Although, in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. The president doesn't do anything. The president is a puppet that the media likes to pretend he's the guy in charge, but he's not. You know, it's the entire House of Congress behind him that is in charge. The Electoral colleges and the 13 rich families of America, they run everything. You know, like the reason weed isn't legal is because the pharmaceutical companies would go under and the textile industries would take a big hit. Not because weed. It has nothing to do with weed. See, I don't think that has anything to do with Trump, though. I think that's simply the it's the technology. It's creating so many more jobs because of the new markets and venues that are available to people. People can start up the craziest companies now and be successful. Plus all the Kickstarter programs and stuff out there. There's a lot easier ways for people that would not otherwise be able they would not otherwise be able to. Oh, I fucking hate this hole. Gotta go backwards and it always messes me up. Oh shit. I was doing measurements for that was some lucky crap right there. Holy shit. See you later, Skip. See, it depends on the industry. There's things out there that have gotten big hits. Um, but at the same time, like, I really don't think that had really anything to do with Trump. You know, that would have happened either way. And it's not even, like I said, Trump doesn't really do much in terms of like the president doesn't really do a lot these days. It's not like 1850 when the president literally actually ran the country. It's he's just one guy in a group of 50 guys that are in the White House. So I'm not even upset that he's president in terms of what gets done or what isn't getting done. I just can't stand him in the way he is in the media. And I would just like that to end. I don't want the presidency to be a show. I don't want the presidency to be a reality show, a circus. I want that to be a representative of our country. Someone I could be proud of to go up there and be like, yes, I represent America. Because right now, the rest of the world looks at us like we're frickin' retards. I promise you. Shit. Shit. Sorry to get on a politics binge, by the way, people. I'm not normally the person to talk politics, but I've been seeing a lot about this lately, and it's just been on my mind and bothering me. So I just wanted to see some other opinions. You guys are eating late tonight. You can wait. Man, I really want to make sure we don't go too far, but I want to get up there as much as I can. Go right in there. That looks pretty good. Don't want to risk going in that bunker. That just ruins the whole hole. Because, I mean, as I was looking at it here, like I was trying to think of how maybe bringing the Cataclysm and using possibly the Turbo Ball could get me a green in 2 putt for eagle. And I feel like that second shot is going to be harder then this third shot is 4 eagle. So I feel like maybe it's smarter to just play this one casually and just take it as it is. That being said, if there's like direct tailwind, that might completely change my mind. Oh, Will. I just taught him how to take this shot last night. Now he gets to see it in action. Man, I cannot hit right tonight. Oh, stop you. Stop. It's because I need my other beer. That's the problem. So I actually think the real problem, or the real reason for missing it, is I'm just getting out every great shot right now before next week. I gotta hit perfects every shot in the tournament. Or at least every shot that it matters. Like a drive doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. But a shot at the hole should be perfect every time. Oh, it's so much colder. It's way better. I gotta use my stupid club guide things. You know, the biggest reason I need these things nowadays is because I have 3 accounts. And, like, I use a backbone on every account. And it gets really hard to remember without, not remember, but to recognize. Like, I played with my backbone 8, like, all day yesterday. So now I'm sitting here doing my measurements with backbone 8, and I've got a backbone 10. That's what happened on that drive that I got, or on that shootout hole that I got really lucky and it hit the flag stick and stopped it. I made a measurement for 2 rings, 2.5 rings, and it should have been like 5 rings. All right, one more with Will. And then I'll play you for a few here, Brian. Surprised Paul hasn't showed up. He was asking me yesterday. Maybe I'll send him a message here after this game. We're going for the glory, people. So max is going to take us too far. We don't want to max. And the wind's going to play a little heavy because of the water. So we're only going to go, about 50% overpower. Always worth a try when you got the tailwind. It's worth a try. Especially we're playing from the first tee here. This is almost not fair. He's going to get it with his maxed out extra mile. If I had the Apocalypse, I would have had a little better chance too. But I hit great, so we'll never know either way if I would have made it. Mister, come on. Booze hounds, I tell you. Man, we barely, like literally, for a measurement like this, you're like that. Like you're just touching it. Can't even be mad when you hit a great shot with a wedge or a sand wedge or a rough iron. It's hard to hit perfect, but you almost know every time when you hit that great, you're like, damn it. Every once in a while, it'll surprise you. You had your line wrong and it'll go in. But usually, if you hit it great on a short sand shot, you just know right off the bat you missed. Will is one of my few friends that has way more experience than me in this game. I'd like to say, as far as skill goes, we're pretty closely matched. He's a little better than me, but he's got better clubs for sure. Nice shot. I really cannot wait till they do whatever the hell they're gonna do about the maxed upgrade clubs. Like, seriously. I have got. Doesn't show you? That's stupid. It should still tell you how many you got, other than when you get more. All right. Oh, you've got a better driver than I do. I'm not even worried about changing clubs for you. Not for 3,000 a tournament or 3,000 a match. If it was a little more high stakes, I'd try to even it up a little bit, but double banner action. Wills needs to get his banner. He's waiting until he gets another picture. Man, I want to know what the hell what the hell is up.
I have got 2,480 dropped frames. Now, mind you, I'm running at about 30 frames per second. So that shows you it's not that many we're missing. We're missing not even 10 seconds of footage here. But that's still something. There's something missing. There's gaps. And I want to know what's causing that crap. I need to do some research later. Oh yeah, we're behind again. It's just showing your drive here for me now. And in super slow-mo. Oh, it's probably because I opened Facebook. Ooh, god damn. God damn. That was, I'll share that with you later, Brian. I'm an ass man. I'll leave it at that. I'll be right back. My dogs are the dogs that cry wolf, man, I tell you. Interesting. Weird listening to music with one earbud. Not what you want to do there, bud. We're close to min down here. Let's pull that up. Backbone min 175 ring, so 4-4 is about 2.5. Wonder, is this the Stones? It sounds like the Stones. It's hard to tell, yeah. It's hard to tell with only one earbud in. My favorite band personally is the Black Crowes. And they did this as an encore one time. And it was freaking epic. And I keep catching it now on my Pandora. I have a Black Crowes radio station. And it randomly will throw that one at me, the Black Crowes playing this song. And I'm like, man, the odds, you know, like Black Crowes covered a ton of songs. So I don't see why I wouldn't try this from here. We're trying. Hideous. I didn't even look at what was happening because my damn OBS cutting out. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna go for it because you know why the fuck not? Fuck. This woman does not understand. Drop, motherfucker! Damn it. So I am just going to, after this hole here, I'm just going to mute it real quick and call my girlfriend. I won't shut down the stream or anything. Just take me 2 minutes. She's probably asking me what I want for dinner. So you'll have to give me a moment. Good shot still. Good shot. All right, I will be right back. All right. Apologies. Yeah, it was a nice shot, man. They happen. You'll get better and better at them too. I hit a lot more of them these days than I used to. I've been kind of disappointed because I really haven't been sinking many of those at all lately. And normally I'm pretty good at it. As of like the last month or two, you know, I've gotten my timing down. And lately, last like week or two, I can't. Hey, Paul. I thought you would show up. Wasn't planning on streaming, but I had a few requests for friendlies tonight, so figured I'd do it. There wasn't anyone else scheduled. You should add me on my main account, Paul, so I can play you on this one. Yeah, if you didn't hear that, add me on Facebook on this account. The name will be Bradley M. Wahl, Wahl. There you go, right there. Add me there real quick. That way I can play you on here. So weird. It just dropped again, but for now the last 30 seconds it's been there, there's not one drop frame. Just weird. That was 2 for us, right, Brian? We just played 2? Did I win the first one? Because I already don't remember. I'm playing on my main one. It's where most of the people that have come into previous streams, if they're friends of mine, they'd be friends on that one. So, giving people the most chance to playing without having to add more friends. And you should be a friend on this one anyways, so oh, that's right. Gotta reboot the app. He is. He's just getting there. I was waiting for him. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna skimp you. If we had if I beat you 2-0, then it would be his turn. If I have one more game with you, we could have played our one more before I switch over to Paul. You waited through like 6 games with Will, so only fair I at least get you your best of 3 match. Yeah, you just added me as a messenger friend. 1 second. There it is. All right. Got you on there, Paul. So log on in and we'll play. I really think one of these days I'm going to sit down and I'm going to record like, I got it, Paul. We are added. Just load in Golf Clash and you'll be able to challenge. What the hell was I saying? Damn it. Talk about a brain fart. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to record like an hour and a half or 2 hours of just guitar and just load it on as like my background music. Because I don't always want to have earbuds in my head. And plus, it'd be nice to have some background music in the stream for those silent moments. But I don't want to be playing like elevator music that is like copyright free. So the next best option is to record some original crap. I'm pretty sure I can even do covers and it wouldn't matter. There's no copyright infringement. I mean, it's bots that like detect the music in there. So it's like Shazam or something where, I mean, it's got to be exact. If there's a tone change, a key change, a missed note, whatever, it won't register. So I'm pretty sure I could even play real songs, or not all songs are real songs. I could play legitimate songs. Be right back. I apologize for the crazy assholes.
Down.
Good luck, Paul. You get to start with a new record here, so we're even, 0-0. Awesome. I'm doing everything I can to not go to Masters. But that is a big step. You know, when you make it to expert, you're in about the top 30% of all Golf Clash players when you're an expert. If you're at the top of expert, you're in like the top 10 to 15%. Like where I'm at 3,000-ish trophies, I am about the top 2%, which is crazy to think because there's so many good players out there. But there's a million Golf Clash accounts out there, and I'm in like 10,000th place. So do the math. That's 1% actually. I'm in the top 1%. The day I made that discovery was the day I decided it actually might not be a bad idea to become a streamer. Because, you know, with people like Tommy out there, it was kind of intimidating. I was like, oh, but he's so good, you know. But when you really break it down, how high my level is compared to the mass amount of players out there, I'm up there. The skill level is there. Most of my not having great banners is hitting great and good way too much. That's unlucky. Beautiful. I dropped down last week, and this week was just trying to stay in division, which was hard enough because I had to do all my practice for Pro Tees on Tour 9, which is you make 2 million. You only make 1 million, but it tells you make 2 in terms of the weekly league. 2 million per hole that you win. So it doesn't take a whole lot of wins to be like up the list, you know? Kind of sucks. However, the league just reset, so I do plan on getting in a good deal more of Tour 9 tonight, which is part of the other reason I was going to stream. So we're going to go 1 1/4 here. Normally we go 1, but because of the headwind, we're going a little higher. Oh man, I cannot hit perfect tonight for the life of me. See how that little quarter made all the difference? If I only did 1 like I normally would do there, that would not have made it to the cup. Even if I hit perfect, it would have been short. That extra quarter top spin is all the difference you need. It's about a bar per ring, or about a bar per mile an hour, if you're trying to just cancel out wind with topspin. Or no, it's about a half. Well, I guess it probably really depends on club. Most of the times I really pay attention to that difference between either the short iron or the wedge. And it's more like half a yard. Or, I'm sorry. 1 bar, or half a bar for a mile an hour. No worries, Paul. Well, if I don't get to talk to you before you shoot your qualifier, good luck tomorrow, Brian. As always, appreciate you coming in. Appreciate the games. Always more fun playing someone you know. All right, go ahead and switch your wood there. Let me know when you're ready, Paul. Let's go ahead and send the request. I'm going to stuff my face a little bit here. I think I changed my club graphic twice today so far. That's terrible. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the crunching. What happened to your wine? Oh, I was going to say, that's why I got beer, because I knew you had wine. I want something different. How do they even give you the same hole twice in a row? The odds. There are 6 other holes to choose from. You had to give me this one twice. And you can't blame it on my opponent not having played this hole in a while. We both just played this hole. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's like, I mean, come on. Oh yeah, you got that, Paul. No problem. Nope, I am eating it now. I had lunch about 7.5 hours ago, so I'm hungry. I got home from work and the girlfriend had to go out, do a small job. So I had to wait till she got home to bring food back because there was nothing in the house. So I wasn't exactly sure how long that was going to be. So I didn't want to just hold off the stream. I knew Will had to play. I knew Brian goes to bed, soon because he's different time zone and all. So I wanted to get started. Good shot. I'm glad you knew that the backbone you needed 1-bar backspin because you're hitting with a longer distance club. It fires with more velocity. The bounce is different. I'm glad you realized that. Maybe, hopefully, from a previous stream. I do like to know I have made a difference. I'm going to actually have to check with the distances here. I feel like that's close to max for a thorn. And the fact that it drops makes me feel like it did. Because I got the measurement right there. I just measured 2 ring. So actually it's more like mid. Because if we look at the thorn, we're 1.86 at max, 2.48 at mid. So we're actually, about a third. It's closer to max than mid. About a third of the way down from max to mid. Close to max, which is why I've been liking that shot. It's pretty good to line up. I don't really see a reason for really trying for the green on 2 unless it's a reasonable albatross attempt. Burger King spicy chicken sandwiches. Not glamorous, I know. But it's actually pretty damn good. They're 2 for $6, so I can't complain. Nice. I had regular burgers last night. The steak's where it's at, though. These are decent. Their new spicy, their spicy chicken's got some kick to it, which is good. If you got a better ball, pull it out and do it. I want to see it, Paul. Next time we come across this hole, put out a better ball and go for the green and 1. I want to see it with the big topper. Boom. Yeah, I'll go for it. It won't be with a big topper, but yes, I will go for it. If you go for it, I'll go for it. I'll even waste a turbo ball for you. I just paid good money for them. Only do it with left or right or headwind or a tailwind. If there's any kind of headwind coming at us, don't do it. Where's RJ? RJ hasn't come into one of my streams in a while. Hoping maybe the Speak of the Devil works here. Say RJ's name and he shall appear. I really wanted to kind of pick his brain about this tournament. All right, 4 bars top spin. Oh, actually with a headwind we could probably do all 5. Yep. Damn it, what the hell? I need to buy a new cord, apparently. I apologize, Paul, if that's messing with you. It's me, Happy. Damn. They played Tuesday's Gone, Leonard Skinner, and I just can't help but think about it. Hey, Happy. I got my hand back. No, no, don't do that, Ball. Don't do that, Ball. At least you stayed on the fringe. What are you using for your wedge here? Let's see if I can help you a little bit. Firefly. Yes, I can. Where are you at, Firefly? Oh, I have the rapier in. Damn it. Well, I know the Firefly at min distance is like 12 a ring, so you don't even need to move, really, at all. They happen. They certainly happen. Nothing like missing the short wedge, though, man. It's got to be. I feel worse hitting a short wedge than a putt because that needle's like, can you stop in the middle? Are you dumb? You know, like it like taunts you how slow that thing moves. But that's my problem with it is I always hit way early because I'm just like, all right, get to the middle, get to the middle. I want to shoot. Come on, nah. You'd roll out. Look at the slope on that. You would roll out of that. Downhill. So don't pull the ball here at full strength. Put it like there. That'll fix your downhill adjustment. Ah, greats will never do it though. You gotta hit perfect still. You see how that distance was perfect? People really underplay that uphill downhill stuff, and I don't know why people don't catch on, but it really does make a difference. You know, if let's say this is your uphill slope, right? Coming this way, pins over here. If your ball guide shows here, but it really lands here because you're uphill, you're going to come in and hit here. Your target is at a neutral ground. So your target is right here, which is actually here is the intersection, you know? So you got to think of it in a three-dimensional plane. Your ball is going to land earlier than indicated. If your ball lands earlier than indicated, it's going to hit sooner and the roll is going to completely change. So you need to either adjust and change your power so you actually hit where you aimed, or aim your target to that lower spot, see what it looks like. Make sure it's still going in, and then move back and take your shot. That's probably the #1 thing I see posted on the Facebook page is like, why didn't this go in? I hit perfect and it stopped just short. It's like, well, yeah, it's uphill. You didn't account for it. Like, there are errors in the game. Don't get me wrong. They exist out there. But most of the time, if you miss, it was your fault. And instead of getting upset, try and figure out what you did wrong. Because that's how you improve. This can be a little tricky here. So because of the headwind, I'm not going to underplay the wind on this second bounce. Backbone level 10. because this is a shootout. We want to try and get there. Just under 3 rings. Should be decent. That was beautiful. That's an ace. Ace in the cup. And that kind of stuff, too, is so big. Understanding that, okay, that hole is, it goes down elevation. So with 0 wind, that ball is going to travel further on each bounce because it's going downhill. When you have headwind, it shortens every bounce. So those two cancel each other out, and you can rely on your bounce to be accurate. Tailwind on this kind of situation is a very tricky beast because it's going to be kind of double things happening. Your ball is going to travel further before it hits, and then it's going to travel further on every bounce. So getting the measurements hard, but headwind is pretty nice for this hole. At least when it's the scale like rookie or pro. Expert headwind would, you know, it's going to completely underplay. It was. However, as long as you at least make that shot in your tournament, you will be fine. I mean, the odds of getting a hole in one there are slim, so good luck winning that anyways, you know. So at that point, you're practicing your birdie approach. You want to just make sure you're not in the rough on this hole. That is the big thing. Fairway, you are better off on that middle fairway above the green than you are in the rough, by far. So if you're going to mess it up crazy short, you know. Don't end in the rough. That's going to make the hardest possible chance for you to get in that hole on your second shot. Paul, do me a favor and take as much time as you can on your next shot. Unless you see me come back. I gotta use the restroom after my shot here. And as much as I can, I'd like to not have to come back with like 5 seconds on the timer. So take your sweet time lining this shot up. Oh, close. Good shot there. I do got to get a real mic one of these days, so I don't have to keep plugging my mic into my shirt. I feel like I'm on a talk show. It's $5 though. $5. And I've gotten already a good month and a half out of it. Audio quality is fine for talking, you know, it's not like I'm recording live music or something with it. Hard to argue with that. I'm glad I've been. See the difference here as Power 1 ball? You see how much room I have to work with? Power 3 maxed out, like right here. That's hard. It's hard to get your measurement. So I am going to suggest a Bandera ball for this hole in the tournament if you've got it. If not, the closest similar. A Power Wind 5 Power 1. That's what you want. You will be this darn close every time. Every time. Especially if you're playing pro. Because pro will be second tee. Ooh, see? I'm going to have to see how that all plays out. I know with my 2 pro accounts, I have a Sniper 8 and Sniper, well, Expert's the second one, but it's Pro T. Sniper 8 and Sniper 10. And I'm shooting this spot with a Sniper. But I have the backspin to make it work. So if you're a young pro player, if you just moved into pro and your clubs are a little on the weaker side still, you might be looking at a Power 3 ball to have that same shot with the backbone. I wish I could give a little more insight to that, but unfortunately that's kind of one of those obscure levels that you know very few people are in, very few people stay there long. A lot of people either sit in rookie till their backbones, all the common clubs are like level 7 or 8, you know, kind of this point where they start actually getting solid. And then, or they get up to pro, and then they quickly move their clubs up. So their clubs aren't in that problem area anymore. I know, Paul, you have about the same clubs as me on Bird Hunter. Same level. So you would be in the same boat with me. You'd be wanting like a Power 1 ball if you want to use that the long iron shot there. I really kind of want to go. I want to try so bad. I'm wondering if I could do some crazy crap here. I just, you know, I got to try new stuff when it doesn't matter. Oh, I needed a little bit more curl there, too. I could have got to that fairway. I really want to see what that shot looks like. Oh, you did get there. Look at you. Wasn't even watching. I mean, I was watching, but it didn't sink in, you know? No, that's still the left fairway. What am I thinking? I feel like there's a reason they put that crap there, you know? Sometimes it's just a trap. It's just to get you to fall for it. But a lot of the times there's some kind of valid reason for that to be there. Like, I can almost get there with Nirvana. Huh. Maybe just depending on the wind situation. Let's try that. See what our line looks like. We want to hit that. We want to hit that fairway. Not the green, not the fringe. We want to hit the fairway. That's too much. We're going down to 4 bars, right about. Woo! That's so hard to hit when it's moving that fast. That's okay. That's okay. You get a win here, Paul. You should have a win out of this one. Experimentation is needed. Sometimes you need to just take weird shit and see what happens. At least if you have an inclination that it could be good. There's some things you just know if you did it, it's stupid. Like, it's a bad mistake. Like, a great example is in Tour 6, you got that one hole that the fairway goes off straight in front of you, but really you need to play to the right. Like, if you go straight into that fairway, you are a shot behind, no matter what. Like, I could hit it in the rough going right, and I still am going to hit it farther on my second shot than you. That hole is a perfect example of a trap. Like, you don't want to go that way. But that's kind of it. I feel like when it's a trap, when it's a trap, they try to make it look like the way. When it's just a good little thing that if you learn how to use it right, it'll just kind of look like this obscure thing there. It doesn't look like it's trying to taunt you to go there, but it makes you question it. So I feel like they give it away. And in this case, it makes me question it. So it makes me feel like there's a reason for it. There's a time that's going to be vantageful to go there. And if I can figure out when, great. That's an edge on my side, you know? Because it's all about winning tournaments. That's why people play this, right? You want to win a tournament. You want a gold banner hanging by your name. More than one, preferably. Too much. Luckily, that's the best way you could be wrong in this hole, is overshooting that fairway and going into the rough, because it's a very close rough shot and it's better than the bunker. So, as far as mess ups go, that was about as good as they get, Paul. I'm sorry I'm not as emoji active as you. Mostly because I can be vocal about it. Normally, when I'm playing and not streaming, I am, if someone hits a nice shot, I say, nice shot. Well played hole, well played hole. Or well played shot. You know, if you hit a nice curl around a tree or a bunker or something, you know, difficult, and you do a good job at it, that's a well played. I say good game. I say unlucky when people are in need of the unlucky. But streaming and you being in my stream, I feel like it's less obligatory. I will vocally say it. Hopefully it doesn't cut out in one of those, because I know it probably does sometimes. But just know if it cut out, I probably said, nice shot. Especially if you feel like there's a weird gap. If it feels like something skipped, that's probably what happened. I have missed 11,415 frames in the stream. Honestly, that was a bad shot. Way too much power. I know how to gauge my power better than that. I forget sometimes that I'm up here using my max account or my highest level account. So this can be dangerous. The ball guide does not show you, like the ball is actually going to roll to about the cup around there. That being said, you always want to roll through the cup. But with a rapier, you don't want to overdo it, because the top spin is better than the ball guide. Lucky that still dropped, but oh, you should definitely go pro. Don't go expert yet. Expert is really hard. Expert is, I mean, like, the names are pretty accurate. At pro level, you are playing this game well. Like, well. If you want to place, you know, top 10 finish consistently. If you're playing expert, you are about an expert at this game. Like, not expert having an expert badge or a league banner, but if you're playing expert tournaments and making it to the weekend round, you are good. You are a very high-rated player in this game. And if you go to Masters, you are among the best in the world, period. People forget the scope because there's so many players. So yeah, you might see 500 people posting things with expert or with Masters. That's 500 out of a million. That's nothing, you know? You gotta look at the scope of this game to really realize what it takes to get there. That's why Tommy said, like, that's how they recognize cheats a lot of the time. Because people that are the best at this game are up there and have been up there forever. And people that all of a sudden, like, climb the ranks and become, they go from pro to top level master player in a week, something changed, you're probably cheating. You know, it doesn't happen like that. Like, it's insane how many people are out there that are good, what luck can do, what having a bad day can do. Like, there's been times I'm like, oh man, I'm about to just crush past Tour 9, I'm in Tour 10. And then you have one bad day and don't put down the game when you're supposed to, and it's like you just broke 3 weeks of work. Good shoot out there. That's close. That's close. Yeah, moral of the story, pro. My new rule, it's kind of a rule to myself, but I'm going to suggest it to people. Stay in a level until you get a banner in that level. So top 10 or better. At the very least, I would suggest top 3, but that can change. You know, if you've played that level long enough and you know your clubs are there, and you think maybe part of the reason you're not doing the greatest is because your brackets are really hard because you play at a higher level than the entry of tournaments you go. Yep, here it is. Good thing you said something. Wow. I actually got to pull this back. Who would have thought? It still was too long. I pulled that back a full 5 rings. Hold on. Five rings, 8.6. We had 6.8 mile an hour ring. That shows you what water and elevation does there. So we're at about almost double wind adage here. Like 40%. See, now you know the thing is, if they give me a tailwind again, I got to go for it again. I'm not going to waste another turbo ball, especially because I had to draw that back. Ha, that's funny. That's okay. We will go Kingmaker. I'm still going to give it a whirl. Why the hell not? At this point, I don't have a whole lot to lose. If you miss it again, then you go basic ball. Don't waste a good ball. If you hit the water again, do not waste a good ball, third shot. But you can redeem yourself on that drive here. It is possible, and 1.2 headwind was enough of nothing to take a chance. If it was like 6 headwind, I would have been like, nope. Pull out a navigator and go to or a marlin ball maybe even and go to the side. Man, that is one of the worst things in the world. I have complained to them about this, and they don't care. Like, those bushes should not get in the way of a camera. How hard is it to program the camera to not go through bushes? It's not hard. Like, I feel like when they do that, it's because they're tweaking something and they don't want you to see it. And it's not true, but that's what it makes me feel like, you know? And I know the more skeptical people out there that swear up and down that Golf Clash is rigged, they know that when that happens, that's what they're doing. Perfect is the hardest part, Paul. I'm almost tempted to stay up until they release the package for tomorrow so I can see what it is. It's been killing me. When you have left to right wind, Paul, especially left to right tailwind, I suggest taking the right route. I'm only going to use Katana here for the side spin.
The Power 2 is nice, but from Pro Tee, or from the first tee, you really don't need it. Just make sure that your up arrow is on the fairway. This should be safe. That's a beautiful shot. See how that line there is now free of those trees? The shot from the right is harder, the second shot. The drive's harder as well, but the second shot is harder. But if the wind is calling for it, I'm telling you, it's the way to do it. Good. All the distance in the world we need. Nice and easy. So we're probably... It's about mid. Hopefully I can get this fast enough. Sniper mid, 4.8, just over 4 rings. It's good shot. It was a good shot. Play off the fairway. That you can do that as well. Remember the headwind on the second on this bounce here. Little further. Money. You hit this perfect, it's got a chance. Oh, you blew it. Sorry, I put the pressure on. I want to get a shootout hole, so I'm going to intentionally draw this one. Gotta practice them bitches. Man, this has been a good one. We're over 2 hours already. You know, I'm really upset. One of the streams we did the other night, when I exited the stream and looked, we had 48 views. 48. Granted, I'm sure some of those are like repeat views from you guys disconnecting or something. But that means like at least 30, 35 other people were in the stream. Never said a word. You guys should say hello. Because I don't have my YouTube page up. So I don't know who's in here. Other than if you put something in the chat.
Be a little too much on this one. Close, but it's still a bad shot. If it's going to not go in, it should still stop close to the pin. I put a little too much topspin in on it, and I knew it the minute that first bounce hit. So you go for that second bounce in the rough, not the third bounce. There you go. Now pull it back a little bit for the wind. Or I'm sorry, a little bit for the elevation change, and then a little more for the wind. Tailwind is a double play. At least on rookie. Oh, almost got really lucky. But you just a touch back too far on that second adjustment. So it still hit the fairway when it was supposed to go in the rough there. I'll play again. I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, okay. Wanted to make sure I didn't have a pin chest or something. I forgot entirely what my situation was there. Let me go back. Let me go back. Four to six. You're in it this time. Keep it closer to even. That way you're always, every time we battle, you're on that like, I want to get back to even. Once you get to like that like 15 to 3 or something, it's just like the odds of coming back and catching up are slim, at least in 1 or 2 matches. It'll take a while. So we'll go to about 2.5 hours on the stream, 15 minutes or so. So 2 to 3 more holes, depending how quick they go. I'm happy to continue playing you in friendlies, but I'm going to end the stream. Let me actually, since that happened anyways. When did I start playing golf? Clash? Because I've played golf for a long time, but not much of it. I've only played like 10 times, 12 times in my whole life, but starting back from when I was like 13. Golf Clash, I started, it's about a year ago, maybe 11 months. Close to a year. I got serious into Golf Clash around Christmas. That's when I really started trying to learn. And got really in depth about 3 months ago, 3 or 4, where I really started learning elevation, water, you know, how all those little things affect everything. Kind of just started off rough ring system around Christmas time, being very, very general with it, like 2 mile an hour for the fat rings, 1 mile an hour for the skinny rings, somewhere in between that for the other guys. Right around couple weeks before the Easter tournament is where I really started trying to learn how to rule, how to be really good. So in terms of like really getting serious, like trying to prove that I can do this, 3 or 4 months. And it's been a big improvement in those couple months, which is what made me really want to stream and try and help people, is if I can emphasize those little things that are making such big differences, maybe it'll help a bunch of people get past that hurdle of, I call it the Tour 7-8 hurdle. When you get to Tour 7 or 8 is when you start seeing these changes come into play in reality. And if you don't know they exist, you're not going to have a clue what you're doing wrong, and you're just going to assume the game's cheating you. So that's what I did, and that's what I see a million people do. Like, oh, I moved this ball the set amount of rings, man. It said 3 rings, and I moved it 3 rings, and it didn't go anywhere like it said. Well, chances are you played over water, there's an elevation change, or you were at Min Club or something. Or a combination of factors, which is more likely the case. A lot of times, man, this is sucking. What's going on? What's going on, Paul? I'll try to reset mine at the same time. Just force close your app and open it back up. Usually that works for me. He is, I don't know if you can see this. That's the top of my couch. He thinks he's a cat. Big ass dog thinks he's a cat. I do too. That's why we got 3. I had one and my girlfriend had one when we met. Then we adopted a little shithead. Three in a tiny little 1-bedroom apartment. I lived in a house previously. My dog is a husky boxer mix. My girlfriend's dog is 100% purebred Sheltie. And our other dog is a mini Australian Shepherd. It's kind of funny, actually. I never really thought about it. The 2 dogs that like alcohol are the herding dogs. And I mean, let's be real. You know herders are drinking on lots of ale back in the day. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Because mine, husky boxer, Husky is one of the closest descendants to wolves. And boxers are normally alcohol drinkers. So I take it it's the husky trait, maybe? Or maybe my dog's just a picky asshole and just doesn't like booze. Which is good. Alcohol's bad for dogs, so we try not to let them even get it, but they want it, so sometimes I give them a little taste. I think you'll get there with the wind. Curl it a little bit right to left, or left to right. When you need to get extra distance, that's how you do it. Curl it with the wind. So the end of the curl is going with the direction of the wind. You'll get an extra couple yards out of it. So if you ever find yourself in that pickle, that's how you solve it, or at least give yourself a chance of solving it. It's crazy. Huh. Not sure how that really worked out, but if I went back to figure it out, I probably could. Didn't account for the uphill. See what happens? Like, it's not that much, but you can see from when you go to take your shot. You want to make sure. So normally you go about that much through the cup. In this situation, you want to go about that much through the cup. You see how much that's uphill? It's about a foot probably. So you're going to lose a little distance on this. If I could just hit perfect. See how my distance really wasn't that far past the pin though? I might have missed the shot, but I can still prove the point. This will be the last one on stream, Paul. The shootout here. I got to take my dog for a walk after that, but then I'm happy to play you in some more friendlies if you're interested. All right, we're going to go rough bump because we can do this without doing much here. The wind should pretty much fix my shot. So no curl, no change. Just let the wind take it. Darn close. Will do. Yeah, if I had to guess, Paul, I'd say you're about the level I was at Christmas. You know, I knew how to play the game. I made some great shots occasionally, but the difference was being able to just like take charge in tournaments. Like excellent shot, man. I almost always make the weekend round now. There's been a couple experts I haven't. Couple. And it's been a month or two since I haven't. And then usually finish pretty highly for the most part. Expert usually in the top 30 or 40, which is still acceptable. I'm not upset about that. I'd like to get a badge, but generally speaking, that's not bad. And when I was at your level, it was like I'd make the weekend round like half the time, you know, roughly, depending on the course, basically, and my ball availability. But it would never be first place situation. I'd never even really be looking at getting first. It would be like, it'd be great, but, you know, I'd be lucky if I get top 10. And then, and I knew the rings, but that was about it. The next step up is learning that elevation stuff, the wind or the water hazards, how that changes wind. And that's the difference between like top 25 to getting top 5, in my opinion. So you're there, like start paying attention to those slight elevation changes on a box and stuff. It'll help you. But yep, I will let you know when I'm back from letting my pain in the butt outside. Everyone that's been here, appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, share, get the word out there. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Glad you got to share that here before it closed down. That's a happy day. Unfortunately, Apocalypse 1 is nothing to write home about, but level 2 or 3, it suddenly becomes playable, so just depending what else you got in your bag. But that's definitely awesome news. But, like I was saying, please everyone like, subscribe, share, get the word out there. Brad's Clashbook is a fun place. And I stream a lot, in case you guys haven't realized. So there's a lot of opportunity to catch me live and get in on the conversations. And Paul, I will send you a invite or message shortly. Night, y'all.